What is going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. Freckles, and if I'm sounding better, that's because I got a new mic, so hopefully the sound quality is beautiful and it's amazing. We have a couple of things to do today, and oh no. We have a couple of things that we do need to be doing today, and one of them is this massive thing behind me. I want to get this completely finished. Yes, you heard me right. It is going to be completely done. All of the outside, the walls, maybe not the details, but we'll get most of it done today. But the most important thing that we need to get done is this part in here. It is still just a blank hole at the moment, and we're going to fill this with all kinds of beautiful things. So let's not muck around any longer. Let's go ahead and dig out the rest of this area to the sides, and then we can get started with making it look amazing. Well, that is all we're going to dig out for now. As you can see, we've got a couple of interesting things to note. One of them is this wood that is coming down right here. It's a bit dark, so you can't really see, but there is wood that is right there. There is also over here some grass, all sorts of stuff like that right here behind me. And the cool thing about this design is it fits so perfectly within our base that this part here is unaffected. As you can see, it comes down like that. Don't ask about the villagers dying. And then also over here, we've got the parts, they come down like this and they're all going to be completely covered. There's literally zero room at all, and it works so beautifully. Now the wall lit up, it's time to get on to building the walls of the inside of this part. So this is going to be sort of similar to what we have up the top, but it's going to need to be a little bit different because these walls are 4 high rather than 3. Although, I could just make them 3 high and make this be the floor. Well, it is all completed and it looks amazing. If we walk around, we can jump, we can do all sorts of cool things. It's beautiful, it's spacious. Now you might be wondering, well, Mr. Freckles, you've put these walls in place and there's nowhere for anything to get put in, like farms or things like that. Well, Mr. Viewer, or Mrs. Viewer, whoever you are, I have something special to show you. So these things right here, these stairs, that's the word. These stairs here are going to be able to be drawn back or drawn down by a sticky piston or something like that. And then that is going to allow for a chest to be in this area, or for something to be exposed or something like that, where we can then do something with that. So that's the idea. Now, I do have a little bit of a conversation that I want to have about this waterway. I do want this to be a soul sand water thing. However, soul sand requires all of the blocks of water to be source blocks, and I need a way to stop the water from spilling out into the rest of the build. So for now, it's just going to stay like this, but if you know any way that I can stop the water from going out into the rest of the build without it looking too obnoxious, then please chuck it down in the comments, because I really just have no idea how I would go about doing this. But for now, it's just going to stick like this and that'll be fine. The view from up here looks kind of awesome as well. You can sort of start to see the vision. Now, obviously, the next logical thing to do is to trim this. Now, the most logical thing to do next is to start work on all of the little rooms and things, which we will get to in a moment, but I'm going to be illogical and we're going to move on to a different task. It's time to finally do the outside of this structure, finish it off, get these walls in place up the top, and if we go around here, we also need to do the front of this, because this is just an open area at the moment, which is not good enough. And also there's this part down here, which is interesting. Also, I didn't mention this in the last video, but I did make this little dock sort of area down here where the boats can go, because if you ride a boat up to here and get out, you can't actually get up onto the dock. So I needed to make a little bit over here where you can just jump out. And I also made these bottom bits a little bit darker to sort of make it look like they're wet. Look, I think we're going to have a lot of time lapses in this video, so let's do something that no one has ever seen before. Something a little bit stupid. We're going to do a montage of all of the times that I don't place blocks. Well, that was a little bit goofy, but I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it making it. So now that we finally finished the walls and the outside of this building, we're gonna head back inside and start on the main part of this episode. It is time to make the inside of here fully functional. So let's head into a redstone testing world to test out a couple of things. This is what a typical module looks like on the level. Now we have a couple of moving parts that we can move. We can take these and pull them into the floor. We can take these and lift them up, although there is a bit above it, so that's not ideal. But if you notice, if we took these and pulled them into the floor, this is all exposed. And so what we can do is we can have this area here as something that you can hit, or something that you can open a chest if we have a chest here. And what's cool is that these copper bulbs are transparent blocks, so you can open the chest and that's fine, and it'll fit perfectly in there. You can put items in, you can take items out, and you could have chests like this with a block in the middle. I don't know. So that's the plan. Now you have to build the actual system where we trigger something and that results in these stairs being pulled down. Okay, so we have made our system and it is super simple. It's triggered by a water bucket waterlogging the slab right here. So let's see it in action. So if we waterlog the slab, you see that we get these pulled down and you can access the chests. And then if we pick up the water, it goes away and it looks like this. Beautiful, clean, perfect. I just thought of something amazing. What if we put hidden rooms behind all of these? So for example, you hit this with the water bucket and you can see that this opens. So you climb up into here, hit the trapdoor, and you swim through this beautiful space. So I think that's what we're gonna do. A combination of either bringing the stairs down or doing this sort of thing with pushing the block up and making a secret passageway into another room. I've immediately planted myself back into the testing world because we need to make the things that are actually inside these walls. And the first one is this. It's just a simple XP farm. All you need to do is drop a potion down into here and the silverfish will begin coming out in their thousands. And so you hit them with the sword and the sweeping edge will kill them and you get all of the beautiful XP. So the first one that we are going to make is going to be over here, and it is going to be the enchanting room. Now this is a great one to start with because the redstone is just so simple. It's 2 pieces of redstone and an observer, and if we hop up here we can test it out. And now this room is completely finished. We can hit the water bucket in the area and it opens up to a beautiful enchanting setup. Obviously, as you can see, we do have level 30 enchantments available. Right behind me in this one, that is where we're going to get our XP farm. Now this one does have a couple of extra steps that we need to do. We need to find an armadillo, which shouldn't be too hard because I think there's a couple up on the top of our hill. And we also need to get a zombified piglin into the hole. There's so much scoot up here and so many armadillos. This is such a pain. The utmost respect. Well, that is all of the armadillos into their little cage for now, and we can go ahead and breed these guys up to a pretty good number, and we'll keep 2 in here just in case something goes wrong, and then we'll put them all into here. Now this is the fun part. We're going to name a name tag something. We have named our name tag Big Boy because why not? And we're going to go up to our nether portal over here, and we're going to wait for a zombie pigman to spawn, which shouldn't take too long. Maybe I should like get one in a boat and bring it over. Let's go. that worked, I guess. Okay, so we have got this guy down here. Bro, why are you like breaking your neck right now? This is crazy. Now this is where the fun begins. We're going to remove these and we'll put them back later. And we're going to just break his boat. Okay, so now for the scary part, we need to hit him. And he's going to chase us, hopefully. Oh no, no, that is not meant to happen. There we go, and he's landed himself in there, and if we break this, he will not be able to get us. So now we've got our guy in place. Let's name him Big Boy. Right, so that is the hard part done, in my opinion. Well, I guess we can start by putting a couple of them in anyway. Push, 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 push. And look how easy this is. Okay, so this bottom bit is going to get a little bit interesting. What we're going to do is we're actually going to have a hopper line that comes down here into a chest here, which is going to collect all of the scoot that this guy drops. Rightio, so now it is basically finished. We've got all of the things in place, and that means only one thing. We need to just do the little bit of redstone that is required for this. Okay, it is time for the test. We hit this, goes up, and we can get through like so. Then on this side, we'll just put one here as well. And then we can take this away, and it goes back in like nothing's ever happened. The only sign that there's anything here is the sounds that are coming of tortured armadillos. That's okay though. So now the next thing that we need to do is go ahead and get an armor stand right here, so you can just stand here, whack it. But I've decided to decorate it first because it looks bad. Okay, so the decoration is now done and it looks interesting, but it's meant to invoke anger. That was that's my plan, because we're killing things. So now we just need to place our armor stand in here and then go ahead and get some sort of dispenser up there, or maybe we just throw it in ourselves. I think a dispenser is probably better because then we don't have to be moving around. We can maximize rates. Rightio, so the dispenser is in place and it is working, which means that this entire system is completely finished. The only thing left to put in here is the actual potions into the chests. And in order to do that, we do need to brew the potions. So the next thing on the list in the level is to make a potion brewer. Okay, now that is another one down. If we place our water bucket here, it reveals this beautiful space where the brewing stands are going to be. And there are all of our things in place. And it looks amazing, and it looks even better when we cover it up. So that is another thing down. Now, before we move on to the next thing, let's go ahead and test out this enchanting setup. Well, we'll get all of these guys and we'll leave 2 in there for breeding. Then we can just push them into the hole. And now we've made another hidey hole, so let's go ahead and make our nether wart farm. And that is now completed. So let's put these into the dispenser, and now we can earn some XP. And just like that, we get 40 levels. That was super easy. And from that batch of potions that we just brewed, we also have 9 more left. So we could get well and truly over 200 levels just from one set of potion brewing. Now we are running a little bit low on slime balls, but that's okay because we can just head over to the swamp to go ahead and get those. This would be so annoying if it was like that moon, because I think slimes don't spawn when the moon is that one. Yes, some slimes. Well, that's the first night done. All right, let's lock in for round 3. Well, talk about success. That was a good night. We've gotten almost 2 stacks of slime balls, which is incredible, and 39 gunpowder as well, and 20 spider eyes. All of these things are beautiful. So the idea for this entire back row is that it's going to be a whole heap of workbenches that you can pull out. If we head outside, we're going to see what we're going to have in each of these gaps. Now there are 6 spots in total along the back, and if you see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different collections of workbenches. So the first one is the chest, and this is also going to have an ender chest with it, so this will have access to the storage system. You put all your items in here, they get sorted. Now keep in mind, we are going to make a super smelter, but these are just if you want to smelt like one item or something. They're here just in case you want them. We've got a jukebox with a barrel next to it, which will have all of the music discs that we own. We've got these things here, which are all sort of similar items except for the stone cutter. But yeah, I just put them in this collection for doing a whole heap of things. We've got the really useless ones like the cartography table and the loom, which we might use, but they're basically useless most of the time. We have a cauldron, which actually is useless. And we also have an anvil, which is the opposite of useless. So those are both kind of irony things, so they can go together. I'm absolutely on fire today. I am working so fast. It is crazy. And that almost brings us to the end of the level. We've got this done with an ender chest. How amazing. This one's got all of our furnace arrays. This one's got a jukebox and a barrel. This one has all of our brewing stands. This one's got all of our toolsmith stuff. This one has cartography table and loom, and this one of course has the anvil and the cauldron. If we move over to here, we've got our beautiful hidden room where we are growing all of these. These two, they don't have anything, they're just in for decoration, because of course we have the netherwort farm coming all the way across. This one, the one that's making all the beautiful sounds, well, we know what this one is. So we've got 7 more spots to fill, and I am only going to fill one of them for today. Actually, no, we have 2. We have 2 that we're going to fill today. So that leaves 5 remaining. So if you want to see something on this level that I've missed or something like that, chuck it down in the comments, and I'm probably going to build it here because we've got 5 extra spots remaining. And you might be wondering, hey, what are the 2 that we are going to be building for today? And the answer to that is, well, I guess you're just gonna have to wait to the end of the video to find out. No, but the first one that we are doing is a super smelter. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. We've got 3 chests. We've got an input chest for the items that we want to smelt, an input chest for the fuel, and an output chest. It is finally completed. If we place our water bucket here, this is going to come down and we're going to see 3 chests. So I've already put a little bit of fuel in there. If we chuck in a couple of cobblestone, out comes our stone. So that is it, working beautifully, and that smelter is now complete. Well, after a very long struggle, I am proud to announce that the final bit is done. If we hit this, you can see that this part goes away, and if we jump into here, we have a beautiful bedroom. Now, it is a little bit cramped in here, and I'll probably end up making some changes as we get along through the FreckleVerse. But this is what it is for now. It's beautiful, it's nice and cozy. We've got a chest for all of the resources that I won't put in there, and same thing with the barrel. And of course, the most important thing in a bedroom, the bed. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We just passed 50 subscribers, and that is absolutely awesome. So if you want to see more FreckleVerse content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next episode. See you.